What's good, gang? Hey man, I'm finna go ahead and explain something right quick. When I was first going through my spiritual awakening, right? This was 2024 going into 2025, right? I was talking about a lot of spiritual stuff on my other channel. And around this time, like, there was like a lot going on. Like in between my spiritual awakening. It was almost like somebody trying to come and disturb my peace, you feel me? Like, real talk, like as I was just trying to heal, it was a lot of stuff that happened. I fell out with a lot of people. It was weird. It was crazy. It was chaotic when I first like woke up. It was like chaotic because it was like a shakeup or something like that. And then in the process of me going through my spiritual awakening, it was like this. It was police like everywhere. Like every single time I made like a turn somewhere or something like that, there was like a police there, everything. It was almost like I was being like fear mongered or something. Like it was the most weirdest experience ever. But the only way I can explain this is like through movies I have already seen and movies that I have seen in the beginning of like my spiritual awakening. It was like these certain movies were like placed on my path because the divine knows exactly like who I am. So they know how I learn the best, which is through videos and movies. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not in a book. Sometimes I have to watch something and I get like a better understanding and understanding of myself, and also what I can process it better of what I was going through. Plus, it also connects the dots to people in your life that has been like messing with you like for all your life and trying to like gaslight you and make you feel like you going insane and stuff like that, when clearly you're not insane. You feel me? When it comes to being psychic, it's almost like trying to basically oppress your abilities and who you are. Mostly everybody has abilities, okay? Everybody has some type of God's gift that they have, but you have to want and be willing to tap into it. And me, I've been like this ever since I was a child. I was just unaware of those gifts. You feel me? So let me explain something to y'all. This is what I mean. We're gonna go ahead and press record. The movie 1114, which is 114, like 1114. Okay, it says, in Middletown at 11:14 p.m., 2 car accidents happened at the same time, affecting the lives of 5 different groups of people. Actors Rachel Leigh Cook, Barbara Hershey, Patrick Swayze, and director Greg Marks. You feel me? Now, whenever I say these things, you gotta realize there's different dimensions. So when it comes to what I'm saying, this can also apply in your life, but I know definitely it applies in mine. You feel me? So we gonna get into it about what I mean by this movie right here. When I watch this movie, it's a good movie, but it also is like what I mean by you can connect the dots in the movie. Like when something happens, or when something happens at a certain time, like say you're doing something, say you're washing dishes, right? Somebody else is washing dishes somewhere else that is connected to you. Don't matter the distance, how far or whatever, somebody's probably doing the same thing at that moment or something similar to it. It's always like a different structure, but the same things are happening in different ways, and everything leads up to like a connection. So I'm gonna read this to you. A few incidents that happened at 11:14 p.m. in the town of Middleton are seen from 5 different perspectives. Each of the players, who generally works towards self-interest, not caring about the consequences to other people, and in the process exacerbating, I don't know, that word is weird. The situation by his or her actions, Jack in town to meet someone, is a chronic drinker and driver. He's still doing so despite having his license temporarily suspended. Teens Mark, Eddie, and Tim are out for a joyride in Mark's van. Now, go back to my channel, like go back through my channel, bro. This is crazy, bro. They generally causing havoc all in the name of having fun. That is until something goes wrong. Frank out for a walk with his dog stumbles across something which makes him jump to a conclusion about his daughter, to whom is both overprotective and overly trusting. Duffy, who works as a clerk at Lloyd's Easy Stop convenience store, goes to the store just as it is closing to ask his friend, the clerk on duty, Buzzy, for a favor which may be difficult for her to grant based on her own needs. And Sherry is trying to get a few $100s for an abortion from the reporter fathers, while in reality she has another plan in mind. All their actions make a busy night for the first responders on duty, including Officer Hannigan and paramedics Leon and Kevin. Now, it says, tells the seemingly random yet vitally connected story of a set of incidents that all converged one evening at 11:14 p.m. The story follows the chain of events of 5 different characters and 5 different storylines that all converge to tell the story of murder and deceit. You feel me? That's like really what it is. That's like one of the things I noticed. Like, okay, say I run into somebody at the store, right? And I know that person. And then I know who's all connected to that person. You feel me? So I walk into the store, I walk outside of the store, and let's say I go to a gas station or something, or go to work the next day. I'll run into somebody that I know that is connected to that person, and then it's like it's so weird how it works. Or let's say I'm driving, right? A car passes me that I know of, like who drives the car, and then next thing you know, I see somebody else that from like my past or something that is connected to that person. That's how it works. It's like the connections is weird. Or I'll go to a specific place and me and another person has been to that same place, and then you'll see somebody else. It's so weird. There used to be like a timeline of some sort that will resonate with, like, it will just bring in a different timeline. It's weird. It's weird how it just like it's weird how timelines converge together into one. It says the movie involves several interconnected stories that converge at 11:14 p.m. The connections between the events are not apparent at first, but are gradually revealed by a series of progressively receding flashbacks. You feel me? The movie 222. This is another movie that I have watched that can resonate with what I have been through in real life, for real, in front of my eyes, and seeing it with my third eye as well. Okay, it says 222 is a movie about a man who has a premonition. He then tries to understand the following a series of patterns. It's crazy. This movie was actually really crazy. Like, it says at the end of the show, as we reach 2:22 a.m., that the characters have been waiting up for the police arrive at the house. After a brief period of commotion, they reveal that Sam is dead and has been since his work trip. Watch how I jump timelines. You remember Tyler the Creator song, Sam is Dead? Y'all remember that song, Sam is Dead by Tyler the Creator? That's crazy. Sam is Dead by Tyler the Creator. That's kind of wild. It has been since his work trip. It says Sam is dead and has been since his work trip. It was during this that he had an accident and died, but his spirit found his way back home. You can watch the 11:14 movie like right now. Like, you can watch that movie right now on YouTube, the full movie and everything. Not only that, this is what I experienced too. This is what I have experienced too in my situation. The Joey Badass movie is Two Distant Strangers, based on a true story. Okay, and you remember the Joey Badass movie? I mean the Joey Badass song called Christ Consciousness? We finna read this. Two Distant Strangers is a fictional story inspired by real life events specifically the deaths of Black Americans at the hands of police. While not a documentary, explores themes of police brutality, racial inequality, and the reality of being Black in America, using real-life scenarios and events as inspiration. The film's narrative mirrors the experiences of individuals like Eric Gardner, Tamir Rice, and Casey Goodson Jr. This is like real life, for real. This is like the movies that y'all be watching. This has happened to me in real life. And so that's the reason why whenever I was first going through my spiritual awakening and stuff, I was seeing like police everywhere, and it seemed like it was some type of fear mongering or something going on. That's one of the real reasons why I had to stop smoking and everything, because I felt like they was gonna try to get me locked up on a weed charge, and I was already going through stuff. So I was already going through a process like that I needed to focus on, put everything together and just like hold it together. And then in that process, there was a lot happening at once that led to like me having to isolate and be away from everybody because of it. And it was weird because I was like wondering like, why is this happening, right? It felt like when I was doing this and I was talking about what I was talking about, it seemed like they was trying to put me in a situation where I was like, oh, why me? Why am I going through this? You know what I'm saying? Like trying to put me through a process, but I was strong enough to like understand that this was like gonna happen anyway. Like because of the fact that whenever you are really that powerful, or if somebody already knew something before you knew what it was, somebody's always trying to stop it, you feel me, or trying to like delay it or anything like that. So in this movie, the Two Distant Strangers, it was almost like they try to keep you in a loop because you realize that it is like, when you realize something is like simulated and you realize that it's not really like real, like in a sense of what I mean by it's not real, you can see the patterns of how people operate naturally, like you're not trying to see the patterns, like you literally can see them, and you can almost like, just like how in a Joey Badass like Two Distant Strangers, he basically predicted like, oh, this is gonna happen for this happens, or you'll get a sign that you'll see somebody before you see them, and you can see it. So it's like it's almost like you can't unsee what you already saw. You get me? You can't really unsee what you already saw. So it's like, you feel me? And you can already put two and two together, and you can connect the dots to mostly everything that's going on, plus who is behind all the corruption and chaos that has led up to this point right now when it comes to how certain minds operate, especially when they connect to what they're supposed to connect to. Even when they was unaware of it, they was like, what I'm trying to say is everybody that was like that spiritual, right, they was already connected anyway. So there was no way you was gonna be able to stop this anyway, regardless. Like I can even go deeper with this situation. Let me go get this paper, right? I got this in the mail Friday, this past Friday, right? I had got this in the mail. Now let me stress something out to you. It says United States District Court, Northern District of Alabama, 1729 5th Avenue North, Birmingham, Alabama 35203. This is like some potential jury service type, deal type thing. Okay, think about it like this. I energetically knew and picked up on the fact, I kept talking about, like, y'all seen the courthouse. In most of my videos, you'll see I was talking about court and all this and everything like that. And then I energetically knew they was gonna send me a email, or I mean not an email, they was gonna send me some mail. And this just so happened to be the mail. Really, to be honest, on top of this, let me go ahead and connect the dots right here. One of my cousins went to prison recently, went to jail recently, right? They live in Birmingham. My mom's live in Birmingham. My cousin that had went to jail, his daddy lived in Mexico. Not only that, a couple days back, my granddad, which his name is Eddie, has a friend named Calvin. Guess where he lived? Birmingham. Not only that, when it comes to the police thing, my mom has a sister named Candace that lives in Tuscaloosa. She's a policeman. Not only that, it's so much to this, bro, that I know that my family is involved in this situation about me, but nobody wants to tell the truth. Everybody wants to walk around acting dumb, like they don't know what's going on. That's the reason why I feel like this situation, this might have been a setup by itself. Because what is this about? Because they said you have been randomly selected for future potential jury service. I don't think I was randomly selected. And that's just like really my intuition telling me, man, I wasn't randomly selected, because there's too many connections. Not only that, I just thought about another download, another connection, right? Where I work at, there used to be a boss before we had got our new boss. Our old boss that used to work there, he from Birmingham, or he lived there. One, you get what I'm saying? And then, another one. I have an ex that lived in Birmingham as well. You get what I'm saying? You see how all of this is literally connected? That's how I know something up. Something up when it comes to my life and how it went. My spiritual awakening was never supposed to go like this. It was never supposed to go like this. But when everything comes back around full circle, it comes back around. I could drop names, but basically, out of what I do, it's like the names already dropped by themselves. Basically, by how I get my messages, and that's how it goes. That's really how it goes. I can't control that. I really can't. Oh, another thing too. I'm finna show y'all something. In the movie, there's a van. If it don't click now, it's gonna definitely click later, bro. There's something going on in my life that they don't want to speak up on. You feel me? I'm cool. I really am. I'm cool, calm, and collective. But in this situation, it seemed like somebody don't want to speak up about some things, and it has to do with money, bro. It has to do with money, bro. You feel me? Pay attention to what I'm saying. Because some things are hidden because it'd be a lot of money involved and stuff. And nobody wanna take accountability for their actions. Cause it's weird, because I have to literally do this in order to get my justice for the turmoil and everything that I've been through. You feel me? All I ever wanted to be was a YouTuber and make my music and then grow while I do that. Help others and guide them through their spiritual awakenings, and then basically I healed through just being able to just listen to another person and listen to their stories and talk to them and have like talks with them. Or it's so many ways that my abilities work, and I'm not willing to just give away my energy for free to anybody that just plans on trying to use my energy for their benefit. You know what I'm saying? Or just so they can steal, or just so they can like get a couple ideas from me and then run off with it based on the way I think. So this is the thing about my situation. I love everybody, and I can pick up on the energy if you are involved. It doesn't matter how much you hide your intentions. I can feel your intentions. You understand? I can feel your intentions. I could drop more names, but it doesn't really matter if I drop the names or not. It's gonna get exposed either way. If you don't speak up, it's still gonna get exposed. If you do speak up, great, you took accountability for your actions. I had to take accountability for mine and really get to know myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to go back and, and grab the pieces of me And also in grabbing the pieces, it exposes a lot too. Some people's brains work differently than others. And that's the oppression part to the situation, because it's something bigger going on. And when you ground and you realize that everything is connected, and check this out, energy comes from the ground. Energy wouldn't, we are energy, and energy comes from the ground as well. There's dirt in the ground. Trees wouldn't grow if it wasn't the energy from the sun making the trees grow healthy and strong. You feel me? When you plant them seeds, a bush, a tree, a plant, it all takes energy for these things to grow. Even in the human body, a woman has to have the seed. You know, we ain't talking about all that other science and stuff like that. We talking about the natural birth of a woman. They need a seed in order to have a baby, and that baby grows. Just like in life, when it comes to a tree, it takes energy for everything to work. That's why there are higher up people like the government and everything, and how all this works, trying to manipulate energy so people will be bots and not awaken to the corruption, and making everybody fight each other, and making everybody hungry for money, making people scam, making people do these things. You ever notice that certain families actually, like, there's people in families that actually see the talents in another person, right? And they will invest in them so they can grow and become whoever they need to become. And then guess what? Once they get the bread, they can spread it amongst the family. But in my situation, it didn't work like that. They seen my talents and basically just said, oh, that ain't gonna work. You feel me? But I have such a strong belief in myself, I don't give a fuck what nobody say or what anybody fucking thinks. I've been knowing all the things I wanted to do ever since I was a child, and I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I was already awakened to certain things. All I did was study, pay attention, and get smarter just by observing and taking in information that was gonna help me with my situation in my life, so I could also spread the knowledge and help others as well. That's why I dropped the names to a lot of different people I done studied: white, black, Indian, Mexican, whatever, all cultures, all walks of cultures alike, because this ain't just about me. This is about a lot of different people, children, adults, all of that. You have to learn how to love yourself in order to love other people, in order to treat people with respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so wild how, like, and then I'm not judgmental to what other people do. So I don't really expect people to be judgmental towards me about what I do. But just know, I'm not capping, and I'm not finna cap, and everything I say out my mouth is truthful. I know what I seen, and I know what I have experienced, and it took a lot of mental strength to even go through this. More mental strength than anything. And then that's what I mean by when I stopped a long time ago, when I stopped watching PORN, when I stopped lusting, when I stopped doing all that, it cleared my mind completely. Because that's one of the biggest, like, cover-ups in knowing the truth. Because that energy is potent. So if when you clear that part out, and it's gonna take a while depending on how long you've been doing certain things, right? So whenever your mind is cleared from certain activities that you used to do, we're gonna call them activities, but it's like your mind becomes like, it's like that it's like the clouds move out the way and you see the sun. It feels like that. And then, as I said, depending on how long you've been operating in that energy, it's gonna take a while, and you're gonna be tempted a lot. I remember at the beginning of me figuring that out and understanding that, I was tempted a lot. And I done failed before, and you know, and gave in to lustful ways of thinking. I done, you know what I'm saying? But as a man, I realized how much that energy, how valuable that energy is. And when you realize how valuable it is, you understand and you respect women more once you stop falling into that energy. You respect women for who they is, and you don't look at them like an object. You feel me? That's why I said, when I say certain things in a song, don't take that so seriously when I say certain things in a song. Certain things. But there's always like clues in my songs that show you who I really am. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things I say is literally just for entertainment. Other things I say is like real shit. You feel me? And I'm the only one that can really operate in this way, because some people are scared to operate in this way because of the fact of what they think, what other people gonna think. I don't care no more. You feel me? When it comes to my well-being and how I'm striving to be the greatest man for me and for my future family, I'm gonna speak on this, because if I'm a starseed, my children are gonna be starseeds. That's automatic. That's another reason why they don't want stuff like this to happen. They want couples arguing and all this stuff. They want people to connect with energies that is not good for their well-being. You get what I'm saying? Or they don't want two energies that's already together to learn how to clear their mind and come together and build something up, you know what I'm saying, that can make them more money to provide for their families and stuff like that. It's a lot to it. It's really deep. It starts with the people, and they know if people don't support and don't participate in certain things, then that's a lot of money that higher up people are gonna lose. And then it's just like we're really in control. They want you to think they're in control. They're not in control if we don't let them control us. You get what I'm saying? And there's other people that are tied to certain things, or tied to the government in certain ways, to keep other people controlled and moving in line. I'm out that line. You feel me? I'm not moving in line. I'm in my own line. In my own lane. Stop playing with me. Hey, I love y'all, bro. We out. Hey, we're 607. It's like, oh, I swear to God, I'm my mama. Oh yeah, he my clone too. See, you see what I mean by, like, okay, he'll say a lot of wild stuff, right? And then he'll say some of the truth, and then he'll say some wild stuff, and then he'll say some of the truth, and then he'll say some wild stuff. You see the flippy floppy switch like thing like he do. I'd rather just come out and be straightforward, just be a straight shooter. I wouldn't say nothing crazy like how he would. You feel me? I don't know if he's just doing that for the entertainment purposes, but it's funny. But at the same time, it's like, come on, bro. Like, just tell the truth, bro. Just tell the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? And don't just be sugarcoating it with a bunch of wild stuff. But that's for another time. That's for another conversation, bro. But anyways, I'm out. Love y'all. See y'all in the next one, bro.